A Hoosier native and lifelong investigative journalist, I already had extensive knowledge of Indiana corruption. Only this time, I was observing from the inside, and what I saw terrified me. It happened when I was hired to work the Delphi murder trial as a fact-finding investigator.
Welcome to the Delphi Dirt. My name is Erica Morse. I'm a lifelong investigative journalist and private investigator whose life was turned completely upside down and nearly destroyed when a group of disgusting white men from central Indiana decided to cover up crimes committed by at least 3 people 9 years ago today. Today is February 13th, 2026. Exactly 9 years to the day that Abigail Williams and Liberty German were abducted from the Monon High Bridge in Delphi, Indiana. And what followed was the biggest police cover-up in Indiana state history. Why do I sound so confident? Because as of last night, this case is solved. This case is solved. And after a few hours sleep, I woke up on the warpath because I now understand why police officers and lawyers and public officials went to such extraordinary lengths to destroy my life, the life of a defense investigator. I also now understand why the lawyers backed away and publicly went out and made false claims that I and Christine Sulzer never worked this case. Oh, we worked this case. And we also just helped solve it. 9 years ago today, a group of men abducted Abby and Libby from the Monon High Bridge, which you will learn about tonight in full detail in Prof's Live. Now, I want to preface this by saying I don't have time to put all these video and graphics up today. This is going to be an audio only because I have work to do. My goal today is to lay this out for federal agencies so that we can start working on petitions to get Rick Allen released from the Oklahoma prison he does not deserve to be in. I'm telling you people, we're coming for all of you. Rick is walking out of that cell, and I told you he would. And now we have the proof. Now we have the evidence. It all lines up. It all makes sense. People need to be terrified of Erica today because Erica is on the warpath. I guess my life was expendable? Thanks for that. I guess my life was okay to throw away for some of you. Thanks for that. To my boss, thanks for nothing. Thanks for bringing me into a case where you screwed us on our pay and watched me get falsely arrested and walked away like a little bitch because you were too stupid and you got played. To every journalist out there who knew this truth and stood by and kept quiet while I was dragged through the mud, falsely arrested, and my reputation slaughtered by Indiana State Police and the Michigan City Police Department, yeah, fuck you too. And to every person who played me and betrayed me, all for a little cult-like group of white men who put on skirts, fuck your brotherhood. Fuck your brotherhood. You people are disgusting perverts who like to look at pictures of little children being abused. And when I got too close, you decided to destroy my life and discredit me. Well, guess what, bitches? You failed. I told you, you put your faith in the wrong damn brother. Holman is not a smart man. And where he screwed up the biggest was by making me a collateral victim in all of this. Because had I not been falsely arrested, my hands would have been tied from the moment of Rick's conviction. Oh, but when you falsely arrest me and destroy my life and target me and target my family, I have every fucking right on the planet to clear my name and investigate why all of this happened. So good job, Holman. Golf clap to the idiot at Indiana State Police who was so desperate to cover up his cover-up that he tried to take down a defense investigator. Man, you fucked up big time, boys. Because now I know the truth. I know who, what, when, where, why, and how. And I also know the answers to all of those questions as to how Rick Allen ended up behind bars, framed for these crimes. I know how you did it. I know what evidence you used. You guys are fucked. I told you I was building a RICO case, and we are there. And you people have no idea. This RICO case is rock solid. I don't even care if this ends up being my last broadcast because somebody decides to put a bullet in my head. If I leave this earth, I leave this earth knowing why I was framed, knowing why my life was destroyed, and having the answers and the clarity I desperately deserved. Oh, but the victims? Oh, their families are in for a rude awakening, sadly. It breaks my heart that these mothers are about to find out that an innocent man was framed and who really did take their daughters' lives 9 years ago today. Because it wasn't Rick Allen. It never was. They just took the details of the crime and made them fit to Rick Allen. I understand all of that now. I understand that they took statements from the real killers and applied that knowledge to framing Rick Allen. I'm telling you, that man's walking out of that prison one way or another. Rick Allen will not serve 130 years for crimes that your disgusting pervert brothers committed. We have a dirty prosecutor, we have dirty cops, we have a dirty judge, we have dirty lawyers, and we have dirty investigators. I am so betrayed right now and so angry that all of you put me through this, put my family through this, put these victims' families through this, except the ones who know the truth in that family and kept their mouths shut. You put Kathy and her family and Rick through utter hell. Why? Because y'all look like looking at pictures of little kids being abused. And when this news broke yesterday, that all of this is about to come to light tonight live on Prof's show, you know what people did? Instead of celebrating the fact that we are now at a point where we can get true justice for these victims, we can get Rick out of prison. No, these fucking content creators started messaging the person who's blowing the whistle on this, pissed off that he didn't give them the exclusive. Man, fuck every single one of you. Fuck every one of you who sat there and let this go down. The lawyers who interfered intentionally. I'm coming for every one of your licenses. I'm coming for every one of your freedoms. I had to listen to this before tonight's show airs because I had to be prepared. Prof wanted me prepared for what we were about to learn as a community. And he felt that I deserved the opportunity to not be blindsided during a live tonight when I'm going to be trying to moderate the nonsense that I expect will be brought in to throw him off and derail him. And that ain't going to happen. So I have this information. And I sat there yesterday and last night, and I listened to it. And I had to keep taking breaks. You want to know why? Because I was so physically ill from what I was hearing. I was learning things that explained why I suddenly went to jail. Why I was in the middle of working on the motion to correct error, and my best friend comes home and says, "Erica, there's a warrant for your arrest." And I said, "For what?" "Animal abuse." What? This is a joke to some of you. This is a joke. This was my life. This was Rick Allen's life. This is Kathy Allen's life and all of their loved ones. And it was Abby and Libby's lives who were taken 9 years ago today by a bunch of sick perverts and then covered up by more sick perverts who looked those families in the eye and lied to them and betrayed them. You know, to the person who came into my comment section and said, "I'm not going to watch this live because I prefer to support people who actually fight for the victims," man, step the fuck off and go screw yourself. We fight harder for victims than you ever will. I have put literally everything on the line to fight for victims over the last 15 years. You people don't know what a good day's work is in this industry. You don't know how hard it is to beat the streets and fight for these victims when your own life is turned into shit. Why? Because a bunch of dirty-ass Indiana cops took a blood oath to protect their brothers. Man, fuck every single one of you. I have spent the last 3 years being publicly crucified for things I didn't deserve, being set up and framed, looking like a filthy pig, being made out to be a horrible human, an animal abuser, a monster, someone who doesn't even keep up her house. All of that was a lie. meant to humiliate me and destroy me and desecrate my reputation in front of all of you. And so many people knew the truth. So many people knew the truth, including my own family. My own brother and sister turned on me. Man, fuck all you. I don't owe anyone an explanation from here on out. You will now reap what you sow. Every single last one of you. This case is solved, and it is solved because of a handful of people who dared do the impossible. Investigators collaborating with content creators. The one thing they never wanted us doing. Putting our heads together and taking what we knew from the discovery and the evidence and comparing that to the evidence and the witness statements and the information that YouTubers like Prof and Noe and a couple others have gathered over the last 9 years. Putting that out all together to be compared and compiled and those pieces molded together to make the perfect narrative. You took the details of this crime and fabricated false evidence against Rick Allen. I told you I was building a RICO case. We're there. We are there. And here's something I know about the FBI that you don't. They will chase money. And I got you on that too. I know how to get them to move on these cases now. I know how to get them to move on what happens next. This is my life. This is Rick Allen's life. I will clear my name. I will clear Rick's name. And anybody who dares get in my way might want to grab their passport and head the fuck out of the country. Because we are done gaslighting. We are done sending YouTubers and content creators to smear Erica Morse's name because she was too close to figuring out the truth. I could literally spend the rest of my life in court suing everyone who has defamed me and participated in the destruction of my reputation. But you know what? Some of you just aren't worth it. I would much rather spend my time exposing each and every one of you and getting Rick out of prison. Y'all think this is a joke. It is not. You have never seen me like this before. I'm telling you, you have never seen me like this. My mother could be the absolute biggest bitch on the planet when you crossed her, and I am Joyce's daughter all the way. Some of you have no idea what's coming in your lives. Some of you have no clue what you are about to face. The public scrutiny, the public backlash that comes at a time where we already found out that we got a bunch of elite, white, powerful men doing this to kids. Dudes, it's been happening in Indiana for so long I can't even think straight right now. Oh, but we have the evidence. We have what we need, y'all. There is more than enough to prove everything that happened and everything you're about to hear tonight. Because everybody was so careful about the way we solved this, the way we did this. There are things you don't know and never will until it is too fucking late. Until that warrant for your arrest hits you upside the head like it did Rick Allen. And until the day comes that those cuffs go on you and you trade places with that innocent man in prison, I hope you do clutch your pillows at night. I hope you do wonder, is today the day they're coming for me? Because they're coming for you, that's a promise. Because they will be forced to come for you because I'm coming for you. And I'm not alone. This is over. It's over. 9 years of torture for those girls' loved ones, and damn near 4 years of torture for Rick Allen and his loved ones. 3 years of torture for mine. All because people decided to solicit me on this case, while others sat back and withheld critical information. I'm telling you right now, here's what you need to hear me on. When you learn the details tonight from Reese, you need to understand that all of this was withheld from Chris and I. When you hear about how Andy was bawling, yeah, don't let them make him a hero. He withheld all of that from us. If we had known any of this, we would have fought them even harder on the Odinism aspect. Because guess what? It all makes sense now. Yes, there's Odinism involved. Yes, I'm not saying anymore because Prof worked his ass off on this. And what that man has endured, oh, he deserves his comeuppance tonight. To be able to let this fly and let every single one of you know that you were outsmarted by a YouTuber or a couple of YouTubers and the defense investigators who couldn't be butt. Yeah. How do you like them apples? It feels really good to be able to say, fuck you, we got you. Because we got you, boys. It's over. I was in shock last night. Utter shock at what I was hearing. I had to keep stopping and taking breaks. I would text Prof and say, this is accurate. This is 100% accurate. Oh my God, this fills in every gap. This answers every question. This identifies every hanging Chad. Y'all are going down. The biggest police and public cover-up in Indiana history is about to be exposed on the 9th anniversary of it taking place. And there is nothing anyone can do to stop it at this point. It is too late. The truth is out there. Backups are already flying. The feds are already being notified. I hope they come crawling up your asses and sniffing so hard by tomorrow. And if they don't, we'll make sure by next week they get off their butts. That's a promise. I will go full-blown Medea on everybody's asses like nobody's ever seen. I will take this to every media outlet and every media connection I've ever had. This will not stay buried any longer. Rick Allen is walking out of that prison. His life was expendable to you people. My life was expendable to you people. You thought this was a damn joke. Any guy would have done, but Rick Allen, the one guy in this case with honesty and integrity and authenticity, came forward and volunteered that he was on that bridge that day, hoping to be able to provide some form of help to law enforcement. Try to rack my brain here. Ask me questions. If I remember seeing anything, I'll tell you. How can I help? I was out on that bridge that day. I wasn't paying attention. I was in my own head. I was looking at stock ticker while I was watching the fish. And y'all sentenced him to 130 years for crimes he didn't commit. I'm telling you right now, people need to be scared. Because I am... Warpath, I don't even think describes it anymore. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. The level of betrayal I feel is something I cannot even begin to describe right now. The way I was played. The way Chris and I fought like hell to get certain pieces of evidence through that guaranteed to exonerate Rick, and we were stopped and cock-blocked at every turn. Which tells me, because I'm finding the evidence, boys, I know who was sent in to distract on that defense team. And to those two guys, y'all better run. I have never been more disgusted on a case than I am today. Never. I wasn't even this mad when Sean Adkins was released from prison, because at least I knew we had that right guy. It's only a matter of time now. I firmly believe that the truth will come to light after what I've experienced this week. See, for all you out there who were saying that I'm just a fraud and I'm not a real PI and I'm not a real journalist, you know where I was this week? I was testifying in another case. You came for me because I am that good at my job. But you told everybody you were coming for me because I was a fraud. I have been doing this work since I was about 15 years old. 16 maybe as a junior reporter. I have known since 1992 that the police in Indiana are corrupt. And what did I get for that knowledge? A trip to LaPorte County Jail, my cash bond still not returned, false harassment charges. I had to leave a 6-figure job that I really enjoyed, because every time I went to work, I was being harassed by the police, and it was being put all over social media. My life was in danger every day I went to work in Indiana. I told people I had to go to a safe house to stay alive. They mocked me. They mocked me. Oh, Erica doesn't want to know what a safe house is. Bullshit. I've been living in it for the last 8 months. I can't believe this is over. I can't believe this case is finally solved. I cannot believe I finally have the answers and the clarity and the pieces to this puzzle I have been on my hands and knees begging to have since the day I realized Rick Allen is an innocent man. Every effort was made to destroy my life, to destroy my family. I was run out of my home illegally. My friend of 40 years stabbed me in the back and ran me out of that house illegally because a bunch of Masons threatened to burn it down. You people have no idea what's coming. You have no idea how hard I am about to fight to get each and every one of you thrown behind bars. Now that I know the truth, now that I know what really went down that day, I will scream it to the damn rooftops until Rick Allen is released from that prison cell. Because he will be exonerated of these crimes. He will be cleared of these crimes. He will be known as an innocent man. And I cannot wait to see how big the check is going to be that the state of Indiana has to write to Rick and Kathy Allen. Because as soon as that check is written, then you're going to have to write one to Erica Morse and her family. When you falsely arrest and set up, frame a defense investigator in the middle of the trial that she is working to exonerate an innocent man, all I hear at this point is cha-ching, boys. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I'm going to turn Michigan City into Morseville. I'll fire every one of those dirty-ass cops. I understand it now. Now I know why Swiss went to Schmidt. Why Swiss went to Schmidt and threatened him. I get it now. Swiss, your secrets are out too, baby. Gotcha. You ain't never seen me like this. Because I know I'm right now. Because I have all the answers now. Every attempt you made to make me feel crazy, oh, it worked. You damn near beat me. Had I not already lost a loved one who had taken his own life, you probably could have convinced me to take mine. You were so close at being successful. And then that boy took his life, and I swore I would never do that to my loved ones. The universe has a funny way of intervening. Every single last one of you thought you had us beat. You thought this was over. You never expected Rick Allen to amass support from thousands. Never. You sure as hell never expected me to bounce back. That there were people on this planet who believed in my innocence and knew I was telling the truth no matter how flippin' crazy it sounded. You had no idea that I really do have a network of investigators and good law enforcement officers behind me. And just this week, I was reminded of those guys. I met those guys finally. You know what? I was standing at the airport with a particular cop. Good dude, man. Such a good dude. And we were talking about dirty cops, lazy cops, blah, 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 blah. And I learned a new term this week. He told me that internally, y'all call them RODS. R-O-D-S. It stands for Retired On Duty. It means you get up in the morning and you go to work not to make a difference in this world, not to be a hero, but to collect an effing paycheck until you can retire and get your pension. Rods are the reason why cases go unsolved. Clint Dunn calls them rookies and rejects. I just call them dirty cops. Because if you're collecting a paycheck paid for by the taxpayers and you are snubbing your nose at evidence and witnesses and information, and then on top of it, you go frame an innocent man, pick his name out of a file folder, and say, he'll do. He's expendable. Nobody will fight for him. Well, you screwed up when you chose Rick Allen. Because he is loved, he is believed, he is supported. When we were in trial, we would leave the courtroom and these men would stop Chris and I and want to thank us and shake our hands. These were guys who went to school with Rick, elementary school, grade school, high school, people who worked with Rick 20, 30 years ago, bawling, telling me that the Rick Allen they know would never do this, and please, 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 don't give up on fighting for this innocent man. Y'all picked the wrong patsy, you picked the wrong fall guy, and you sure as hell picked the wrong damn investigator to frame for crimes she didn't commit, thereby making me a collateral victim in the Delphi murder case and thereby making me totally and legitimately qualified to continue investigating. While you fuckers were playing checkers, we were playing chess. Checkmate, boys.